The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. And the most neglected person in America is the black woman.
Today on the Case, I tell the story of Lori Paige, a resilient 12-year-old girl whose life was cut tragically short by the one who should have protected her. 12-year-old Lori Paige wasn't like most kids at Griffin Middle School. While others goofed off in civics and science class, Lori sat quietly, taking careful notes. She was bright, thoughtful, and focused, especially when it came to schoolwork. When several classmates failed a civics test and were offered a chance to make it up with the poster board project, Lori, who had earned an A, still threw herself into the assignment. She wasn't trying to impress anyone. School was simply her refuge. She was a really nice kid, described by Margie Summers, a paraprofessional at the school, saying she was smart, attentive, but you can tell something wasn't right. Lori came from a difficult home life. Teachers knew there was conflict at home, though Lori never confided in adults. She told other students she was unhappy. Her childhood had been marred by instability. She once been in the custody of the Department of Children and Families. In 2022, her mother gave up custody completely, leaving Lori to live full-time with her father, Andrew Wiley, in Tallahassee, Florida. In May 2023, just weeks before she disappeared, Lori ran away. She found shelter beside the pool at an apartment complex where friends brought her food. But even while hiding, she didn't want to miss school. So one day, she returned barefoot to the classroom. But eventually, her dad showed up to pick her up. Lori was reported missing on June 3rd, 2023. Wiley told police she was not home after he returned from work, as she was often left alone. But investigators soon suspected he wasn't telling the truth. Detectives believe Andrew killed Lori on June 1st, 2023, and the next day drove her body to a wooded area in Thomas County, Georgia, land locals refer to as the plantation. That same day, he bought a one-way ticket to Puerto Rico out of Jacksonville. For reasons still unclear, he never boarded the flight and returned to Tallahassee, where he reported Lori missing the next morning. For months, the woods were combed. Despite tip-offs and evidence, nothing turned up. Investigators had searched the area more than once, but it wasn't until April 5th, 2025, after a controlled burn cleared the underbrush, that a cadaver dog named Kairos found Lori's remains. By then, detectives had built a damning case. In February 2024, they had seized Wiley's phone and uncovered a disturbing pattern. He had searched for things like, where do police look to find missing kids? And looked up remote body of water, heavy areas in Alabama and Georgia. Cell tower data traced his journey to the Georgia woods. His car was even more telling. Inside, investigators found a bottle of blood-specific cleaning spray, missing floor mats, and a pistol with ammunition. The carpet had been scrubbed, but DNA analysis confirmed Lori's blood had seeped deep into the fibers. And then there was his behavior. Wiley destroyed electronics and made plans to leave the continental U.S. He gave conflicting accounts to police and claimed he couldn't remember the days before Lori disappeared. Detectives believe Wiley had been preparing for the aftermath. The case was especially difficult. Lori didn't have a phone, no social media. She left behind no digital trail. For a time, her voice was lost. But the physical evidence and the people who remembered her spoke for her.
I feel like after 14 days, there has to be at least one adult who has seen her or has an idea where she may have gone.
Lori is considered a missing runaway and was last seen on June 3rd near the 1200 block of Continental Court, which is close to Ocala Road and less than a mile away from Mission San Luis. Rhodey Ferguson, pastor for New Birth Tabernacle of Praise in Griffin Heights, doesn't know Lori personally, but he says in his position it's important to help the community any way he can.
We ought to be her family. We ought to look for her consistently until she's safe and sound. I think it's incumbent upon the churches as well in the neighborhood because that's why we're there. We're in the community not just for spiritual growth, but also to be a voice.
I'm hoping that if nothing else, that Lori will come to the school. She knows she's safe there. She knows that people care about her there. And we're in summer school, so she can come there any day, Monday through Thursday.
In interviews, classmates and teachers describe Lori as smart and sweet, but also as a girl battling depression, someone who had been left alone far too often. In both households, it appeared she was left unsupervised for hours at a time from a very young age, investigators wrote. Despite all that, she tried. She tried in school. She tried to find peace. She even tried to return to class after running away. Her effort, the simple, brave choice of showing up barefoot, may be what stays with those who knew her the most. I wish we had done more. I wish we could have helped. Those were the words of Margie Summers. On April 5th, 2025, nearly 2 years after she disappeared, Lori was finally found, and on that same day, her father was charged with her murder. And as this case continues to develop, one thing is clear: Lori's memory lives on, not only in the hearts of those who loved her, but in the relentless pursuit of the truth, because even in silence, her story speaks. Remember, she is more than her name. What do you think about Lori's case? Leave your comments down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help bring awareness to these cases.